Dear students, in this video we will learn what are streams in Java, then command line arguments and method overloading. Java provides strong flexible support for I/O operations. Java Abstract Window Toolkit or AWT or Swing are used to interact with the user. We will see how to develop applications to interact with the system using AWT later. Now we will see basics of Java streams. Java performs all I/O operations using the concept of mainly two types of streams are there, input stream and output stream. These streams act as an interface between input-output devices and the program. An input stream is meant for reading input from the user and placing it in a program. From a program, we can write output to an output stream and then it will be displayed on an output device. A stream acts as an interface between program and the input and output devices. A stream either produces or consumes information and is linked to a physical device by the Java I/O system. The same I/O classes can be applied to any kind of device as they abstract the difference between different I/O devices. The concept of streams is implemented by using a set of built-in classes available in Java. There are classes for representing input stream and also output stream. Input stream is an interface between input devices and program. Output stream is an interface between program and output device. All Java stream classes are defined in java.io package. So if you want to use classes representing various streams, you have to import java.io package in your program. Two types of streams are available in Java. They are byte streams and character streams. Byte streams handle input and output of bytes and they are used for reading and writing binary data. Input streams and output streams are byte streams. Character streams are meant for handling input and output of characters. Character stream classes will normally have the word reader or writer in their names. Character streams handle data in Unicode format. Character streams are more efficient than byte streams. At the lowest level, all data movement takes place in byte format. There are some predefined streams in Java, and these streams are defined in system class, which is available in java.lang package. Java.language package or java.lang package is the only class which is automatically imported whenever you are running a Java program. Various streams defined in system class are in, out and ERR. System.out refers to monitor. System.in means keyboard. System.err refers to standard error stream or monitor. Now we can see various methods for reading input from the user. I have already used data input stream class, which is meant for creating an input stream to take input from the user. When you are creating a data input stream object within the constructor, you will be specifying system.in. Actually, by executing that particular line, what you are doing is you are creating an input stream and connecting that input stream to the keyboard. System.in refers to keyboard. So if your input stream is connected to keyboard, then if you read any value using readline method available in data input stream, automatically the value read from the keyboard will be available in data input stream, and from there it will go to a variable defined in the program. So using the readline method, we are taking input from the input stream to the program. This is a program that we have already seen to see the use of data input stream class. Another method for taking input from the user is the use of scanner class. Scanner class is available in util package or utility package. To use scanner class, you have to import java.util package. In scanner class also, a number of methods are available for reading various types of data. Here a simple program to show the use of scanner class is given. Please try this program. These are some of the methods defined in the scanner class. Next boolean to mean for read a boolean value from the user. Next byte, next double, next float, next int, next line are all different methods. The keyword or the word that comes after next defines what type of data type will be taken by using that particular method. Next long refers to a long value that is read from the data input stream. Next short refers to a short value which can be taken from the input stream. The next type of class is buffered reader. It refers to a character stream. The way to define a buffered reader object is given in this PPT in red color. You have to use that particular statement as it is to create an object of buffered reader class. In the time of object creation, we are connecting that stream to system.in or keyboard. If you know a package name and a class name and a package in which that particular class is present, then if you want to know methods present in that particular class using JavaP command. Suppose you want to know different methods defined in buffered reader class, you have to write the command javap java.io.bufferedReader pipe symbol more. Buffered reader class is contained in java.io package. Here pipe symbol more is used to get screen by screen output of commands, screen by screen output of method names. Console method is another option to take input from the user. How to use console is shown in this particular program. Please try this program. Next comes command line arguments. At the time of executing a program, you can give arguments. They are called command line arguments. Command line arguments are arguments given at the time of program execution from the command line. Command line arguments will be received in args array, which is a string array defined in the prototype of main method. From here, you can understand that args array size is not specified in the prototype of main method. Array name dot length will give you size of the array. Or in other words, length property of an array can give you size of the array. If length is greater than 0 means if there are some arguments given at the time of execution, then I have written a for loop for printing those arguments. If no arguments are received, then length of the array will be 0 and no command line arguments found message will be displayed. To give command line arguments, you can issue the command java class name, then command line arguments. They should be separated. Command line arguments should be separated using a space. Command line arguments will be treated as string values. Here, the same program is written with making some changes in the syntax of for loop. Just go through the syntax of for loop used in this particular slide. After understanding this program, a program just based on command line arguments. You have to write a program to read n command line arguments and print the sum of the numbers. These n command line arguments must be numbers. For example, if you are giving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as command line arguments, you should get the output 50. Now we can see what is meant by method overloading. In a class, you can define two or more methods with the same name. But when you are defining in that way, their parameter declarations must be different. This is a method to implement polymorphism, which is an OOPS concept. You can see a simple program, that is, I have written a class overload. Overload class is having 4 different functions and all these functions are having the same name. Test is the name of all the functions defined in overload class. But if you check, you can see that their return type and arguments are different. For the first test method, void is the return type. For the second one, void is the return type, but it is taking an integer value as argument. In the third test function, it is taking two integer values as argument. For the fourth one, double is a return type and it is taking a double value as argument. So you can define more than one methods with the same name in a class provided their arguments and return type are different. That particular property is called method overloading. That is, here test method is given more than one meaning by providing different arguments. Test method means different things in different contexts. Here I have written a class overload demo to show you the use of overloaded methods. I am creating an object of overload class and I am calling test method with different arguments. If I am calling test method with no arguments, first test method will be executed. If I am calling test method with two integer arguments, third method will be executed. Third test method will be executed. If I am passing a double value, then fourth test method will be executed. This is the idea of method overloading. Same method is having different meaning in different context based on the argument that we are passing. Thank you.